evening. I'm here to do the challenge for TLC Creates. This has been created by Zurn because our Paulette is moving, and it is absolutely lovely. It really is. It's basically like a mini book, really, a mini book, and in it you've got lots and lots of flowers. Now I'm hoping if I bring this over. Now, if you look from the top, which will be your view now, you can see you've got all the signature. You've got the signature in there, and then if I close it up, you can see all the flowers. I'm not sure whether I can actually give you a good idea of what it looks like when the. Hopefully, if I hold it like that, you can see all the dimension. Because each signature is a flower pot, it gives you all the dimension. Like you've got a vase of flowers. It's absolutely amazing. It's so beautifully done. Anyway, this is the kit here. So you get an outside cover. Just make sure you're in. Yeah. So you get an outside cover. And then you get your inside cover. Then this is the page that you use for the actual pages in the actual book that you're making. So you need 4 of those. These, as you can see, are separate little ones, and they go on to each page, so it gives you that pocket that you can slip your flowers in. And these 2. So this one, you've got a little cricket on and a dragonfly up there. You've got a wee fly here and another little cricket down the bottom there. And then you get 3 pages of beautiful flowers with the back and the front, because obviously you need the back and the front. Because when you're opening this, you need to have both sides made up. And you've got all the leaves, you've got the butterflies. Absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Really, really stunning. I just love this so much. And then these are your stems. So these are your stems that you'll make up. Then you have pockets for your book. And the most gorgeous tags, aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely lovely. I love those tags. And this is the backing paper that you will put on the signature pages. Those 4 pages that you have to print off, you will put this on the back. It'll make more sense as I show it through and we go through the flip through. And then you've got lovely journaling cards. And this little pocket is so amazing. It's so cute. So you cut this out, okay? And then you can either glue here, here, and on the bottom, obviously on the other side, and tuck in from the top. Or when you glue this on, here, you glue around here, you can tuck into there. It just depends on how you want to make the little flower pot up and where you want to tuck into. Whether you want to tuck into there or into there, okay? And wonderful instructions. These instructions are really, really well written out, and you've got all the pictures as well. And if I show you this one here, you can see better how you've got all the different signatures, and well, it's one signature, but all the different pages, and the flowers are slotted into it. Looks so lovely. It really does. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this page, this is the add-on page. If you make something with the kit, put a photo into group, like we do every month, this is the add-on page that you will get to add to the rest of the kit, okay? That was me doing flips. I was flipping things around. Right, now, the next thing that I did was I made one using fruit as well and vegetables, but I will show you these after I've explained and show you that done the flip through. So let me open up this. Let's make sure we're in frame here. Here we go. So this is the front here, and then I've done my little flower pot like this, and I've got a lovely little tag tucked in here. I didn't actually put anything in this one. The reason I didn't put anything in this one was because you'd be able to see it through the flower pot. I've stuck a little butterfly on him, and as we turn this over, you will see the flowers have got the backs. Can you see it? You've got the backs of your flowers showing there, and the leaves. And then I've put a journaling card in there and another little tag in that one. And again, we've got 2 in this one. And as you turn it over. Now, if you are giving this to somebody and you don't think they're going to be able to arrange the flowers properly, I would suggest sticking the, actual using glue and gluing the flowers in so that it, that they're not got to worry about it. If you've got somebody who's got dexterity problems or whatever. Then here we've got another 2 flowers. Here's another one of those pretty tags. This is just seam binding I've popped on here. A couple of more flowers. And then you've got them again in here. And I've colour coordinated them as I've gone through. That's got caught on there. One of my butterflies. Come on out. That's it. Like that. I've got the pink in that one. I mean, this is just such a lovely little thing to do. It really is. It's so pretty. I've not seen one of these type of things for a long time. We used to do the ones where you'd have a little, like, oblong box thing, wouldn't you? And you'd have the strips of paper across. And the strips of paper would be across this, and then you'd get your flowers and you'd stick them on the front and the back, wouldn't you? So you had them poking out. And you go back in again. And a lovely flower at the back there. And again, another one of these in there. And I've put different butterflies throughout it as well. And that is the whole thing there. And it's all sewn in beautifully. Absolutely lovely, isn't it? Really, really lovely. But then what I decided to do, let me just stick you over there, was to get and do a harvest one. And I thought this would be amazing for the kids to give for Harvest Festival or just when they go back to school, because obviously in September time, it's usually around about the 6th of October that Harvest Festival usually is, around that first Sunday of the month. In October here, I don't know what time when they do Harvest Festival over in America, but I thought this would be so lovely for autumn, for harvest, whatever you like. And it is exactly the same idea, except all the ephemera that I've used have come from 2 of Zurn's other kits. Now, the thing was, I had the other 2 kits to put into the ones that the journals that I've been doing with Cara. And I was just sitting here and I was just thinking, gosh, these would be so lovely to do something different with. Now, this is from Cara's kit. Field and Forest. I've used some of her kit here, and this is a page, and I've sized the page down. I think it was 9 to a page, and used the actual pages as pockets. And that's from her Field and Forest as well, and that's one of Cara's pretty little label journaling cards with the birds on it. Oops, there we go, it's falling over. And again, this is a page as well. And this is all ephemera from Zurn. Lovely raspberries there. It's just, and I was thinking, you could actually, if it was a newborn baby, maybe you could get toys, put toys on these sticks sort of thing, There's so many different things that you can do. The paper that I've used here is actually from the same kit from Cara. I was trying to find one that was, looked a bit woody, and I managed to find that one in Cara's in the same kit. So I've used that as to make all the, it was stems on the other one, but it's more like sticks on this one, isn't it? It's just falling over. But I think these are just so lovely, and I'll show you all these in a wee while. I mean, obviously I've sized them down. I just love that squirrel, I really do. This one here, chipmunk on there. And who doesn't like the chipmunks? We love the chipmunks. Beautiful deer. But it just, think of the possibilities of what you could actually do with this and how far you could go with it, This was just me playing around, and this is where I got to. And lovely woman. I love this, that we've got the corn bunched together like that. I thought it was so lovely. And more in the back there. So there's a combination between some of Cara's. Now look at this. How lovely is that? That's from Zurn, one of Zurn's kits. That, We've got a cabbage, and she's actually wearing the cabbage. That was so lovely. Like fairies at the bottom of the garden, isn't it? So that is the other one, and it's exactly the same. Stands up exactly the same. You've got, you know, like this, and if I hold it this way, you can see, you know, all the different pages and where they're all in. It's very difficult to show you how beautiful it is stood up, but I have taken pictures, and I know Zurn has taken pictures of hers, so we can show you better. I'm hoping that'll give you a better idea, isn't it? I've got it sort of open. You can see a better idea of the dimension now. Absolutely fab. So let me show you how we put it together. It is really easy to put together if you just do it step by step. Now, just take an evening, go and fussy cut all those flowers out and have a whale of a time just cutting them all out. Let's get that into frame. And then when you've got your little flowers all cut out and you've got your stems all made up, you know, all done, you'll be well away. You just get your glue and you just start. Right, let's just bring these in because these are the ones that I did earlier. This is just one page of them. I actually, on mine, I actually used every little bit from the kit, and I think it's something like about 20 stems that I used. I can't quite remember exactly. So, first thing you do is you glue these together. You need two together so that you've got the strength to hold the flower heads up. So let's just stick some glue on that, like this. Like that. Oops, that's a bit squidgy. And that's your stem done. This is how quick it is to do the stems. Really quick and easy. Now, when you get to do, if you want to do one of the harvest ones, what I did was I just measured, I think it was 1 centimetre, and just had my cutting machine, you know, my paper trimmer, and I just went down and I cut loads and loads and loads of strips. It's 1 centimetre or 1/4 of an inch roughly, but you'll know how thick it needs to be. Right, then you just choose one of these. This is how easy it is. And then you glue this pop him on like that. A little bit more glue on the back of that one. Pop this one on the top. Now, once you've glued them all, you may have little bits of white coming out, and I wouldn't worry about that. Just use a little bit of distress ink. If it's too much, then obviously cut it off, but if not, you know, just use a little bit of distress ink and you're away. You just, you know, carry on with it. It's fine. Now, you're gonna glue your leaves on, like this, and then glue the one on the back. Now obviously if you want 2 leaves on, you're going to have to cut more out. You know, you need, you know, the sets of how many you want. So you just decide whether you want 1 or 2 leaves on your flower. And that is how you make them, and they're so easy. And then of course if you wanted to, you can put a butterfly on the top. So you'd stick your butterfly up there. Let's just stick your butterfly on. Now with the fruit, because obviously you've got them facing one way, you've not had our Zurn, been great and mirroring the images so it's easy to stick them together. I've actually written down the instructions so I can put them on the bottom of the video so it's easy for you to find it, because I'll tell you how to do it, but it might be easier if I write it down as well. Really pretty, aren't they? Really, really lovely and pretty. Now when you go to put them in the actual pocket, let's just take this one off of here. So let's just say you're going to put that into a pocket. These are just the pages. You're going to decide how high you want them, and you may have to cut a little bit off, you may want to cut a lot off. See, now that is definitely too tall. Now that's at the bottom of this, because obviously it's going to bend if it's too tall. So, you know, you're going to come down and you're going to think, oh, right, well, I need about an inch off the bottom, or half an inch off the bottom. And you just literally just snip the bottom off. That's all you do, is you just snip the bottom off, and then you can layer them. And that's you ready to layer in your pot. So if I pop him in there, you can see that looks better, doesn't it? And that's not likely to bend over quite as much and get them to go circulating, you know, like this, when they go like that, because the head's too tall. It's got a bit of a weight behind it. So that's how easy the flowers are. It just takes, you know, a little bit of time to fussy cut them out. You know, just put a good movie on, or YouTube, or go and find a good Netflix series, and you're away. So that's the flowers. Now, let me move all this lot over there. Let me just shove them over there. That's it. Move, move, move. That's it. I'll just get back on the table again. Right, now, how to actually make this up. Right, now this is the cover. Score down here and down here. Okay? Score here and here. And then bend, and you'll know you've got your cover. And exactly the same with the inside cover. Okay? And then we're going to glue them together. Right. So let's get this glued in here. Like this. And then glue you on. Now, let's get you lined up. There we go. And because you've already scored it, it's easy just to bend them, isn't it? Just bend. That's it. So that's your cover done. Now, I've deliberately not cut this bit here. Okay? This is the bit to show you where your pot is going to be. Because it's easier to cut 2 or 3 at the same time. That way you know they're all going to look the same, don't you? So the pockets that go over the top of these, I think I cut 4 together. And the pages, I cut a couple together, because it just makes it so much easier. Now, I don't know whether you can see that dimension there. When you've got all your pages in, that dimension is amazing. Hang on, let me just get the pages. I'm just going to pop them in, so see if I can show you the dimension. Look at this. You can actually see the dimension there, and you can see that lovely flower pot effect. It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I just loved that when I came to that stage. That was like, yeah, I love that. So, you've got your pages. Now, your pages, you literally just fold them in half. So you've printed 4 of these off, and you've marked it. That is your 4 pages. Now, obviously, like any signature, when you're sewing it in, you are going to have a tiny, tiny little bit that comes sticking out the other side. You know, you always get that little bit that, when you fold them together, it sticks out, doesn't it? Well, all you have to do is trim that bit off. I mean, it's negligible on this. It really is. Now, if you look here, you can see it's next to nothing, is it? It's hardly anything. But it needs to come off, because when you put your book in here, it just very slightly hangs over. So let me just get my big chunky cutter. Here it comes. It's a bit big and chunky. There we go. Like that. And I'm going to stand up so I can see where I'm cutting down. Otherwise I'm going to cut in the wrong place. And there. I used to do the ruler and the rotary cutter like Tracy always used to do, you know, Tracy Fox. But when you've got bad hands, you know, when you got fibromyalgia and arthritis and what have you, it's very, after a while, your poor little hands just cannot take it. It cannot do that like this all the time. So I actually got, no, I'm not doing that. So these now are stuck on the top, just as if you're making a pocket. But the hint is, you see this little bit here, do glue that little bit, because that way you're not going to have the problem whereby the flowers are going to not sit right in the pot. They're going to be over onto the bit that's the terracotta, aren't they? They're not going to sit quite right. So that's that one, and that's the first one on. And I actually didn't glue any of them together. Well, you're so busy and you're doing things, and your mind gets distracted because somebody's messaged you or phoned you or whatever, and then you pick something back up again and you go and, you know, glue the bit closed that shouldn't be closed. There we are. So that's another one on there. You're juggling about a bit, aren't you? On that one. I mean, these really are so easy and simple to put together, but it looks really, really complicated. I think it's because there's a lot to cut out. It just seems as though there's so much in it, and yet there's not. It's just a case of remembering that you need, where am I? That one. And then where's the other? Okay, where's the other pockets? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's it. So that's the middle, isn't it? There, middle, there. Just trying to work out where I am. It's because last time I did this, I was thinking, hang on a minute. Totally forgetting that I'm making a pocket and thinking, well, why hasn't it got a picture on it? As you do. Let's get you on there. There. Well, they're saying that in Scotland shortly all our restrictions should be lifted. Just make sure that is on that. Yeah, it is on the right place. They were looking at like the 9th of next month, you know, of July, but it looks like it'll probably be a little bit longer than that, which is quite amazing really, that they're going to lift all restrictions, so there won't be any restrictions at all, except you would have to still wear a face mask in shops and on public transport, because they're saying there's at least 60% of the population have had 2 of the COVID jags. I think it's something like about 80% have had 1, and it's open to above 15-year-olds here in the UK now. So that's it, that's them all stuck on. Like that. And then the last thing you need to do is do 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now Zurn actually gives you a little, you know, a guide with the 3 holes in. So if you need the 3 holes, it's there for you. If not, and you're like me, you just get hold of your pokey tool and you wing it. Nothing like winging it, is there? So what I tend to do is, let me find the middle. Is that the middle? Yeah, that's the middle. So what I'll do is I'll measure it up. I hold it like this because then it's like, if you've got a bookbinding cradle, this is the kind of shape that you have. So so you know you're going to get right through properly, and it's going to actually go through the pages properly. So that's 1. That's 2, and then I want another one in the bottom. Just like that. There are the 3 holes, and all we need to do is sew it. Let me just grab my thread. It's the other side of the table, as it is, and I can't reach that far. thread. Like that. There we go. Now this is, I'm just actually using, I usually use the waxed thread, but my cream is almost finished. I actually use the one, you know, the one that the jewellers use. That's the one I tend to use. So this is just normal embroidery thread. In fact, this came from Palestine, from Hebron. So to do 3 hole pamphlet stitch, normally you would go through here, up here, come out of here, go back down there. Then you would come up the bottom through here and then tie your knot here. But because I'm going to do it for the back, instead of coming, as normally you would start here and you tie it off here, but I'm doing it this way round. I'm going to go this way so I can tie it off at the back. Okay, go back in there, that's it. I'm going to have the tie closure on the back as opposed to on the front. And it is literally like you're doing back stitch. That's all you're doing is back stitch. Okay. It's easier than rocket science, isn't it? That's how easy it is to sew the signature in. And as I say, I've done it at the top this time, and I've done it on the back because I thought it'd be nice on the back. I've done the others on the back as well. Where's that? Here, just trim that off and trim that off, and that's your book done. All done. Where's that flower gone that we made earlier? Here's our little flower. Oops. I cut my nails, you know, they were really, really long. I cut my nails and I am really struggling to pick things up now. So the first flower's in the flower pot. It's like that lonely petunia in the onion patch, isn't it? It says, I'm on my own, make me some more. And then obviously you get all your little tags and your pockets and everything else and add it to it. And because you've only got one flower in there, can you see the dimension there? You can see all the little pages, and each one of these is a pocket. So there you go. That's how easy it is to sew it in. I thought I'd actually do the sewing today so you can see how quick and easy it is to sew in, because not everybody knows how to do 3 hole pamphlet stitch, and it's just so quick and easy, and this is just so lovely to do. What I also like with Zurn is you've got this lovely little one here. Look at this tiny, tiny little tag that says for you on the front. And, you know, it's little things like that that make a kit, isn't it? That little extra touch on the front there. This is all vegetables from Zurn's kit. Just so that it's a harvest one, not a flower one. So let me show you the kits that I used. So I've now got 3 pretty ones sat here now. I'll have to glue the rest of the flowers together and pop them in. So I think Mum will be getting some, don't you? Right, so these are the 2 kits that I've used. Now, let me explain about how to do. You've got them this way, but you need the mirror image. Make sure you're using the Microsoft files. Okay, when you click Microsoft file, go and choose an image, any image in that file. Click print. When you click print, at the bottom where you've got the 2 words print and cancel, there's in blue, it says print options. Underneath print, you've got this little options with a couple of little dots underneath it, you know, beside it. So it says options ... and that's underneath where you've got the print and the cancel. And then you press the options, another page will come up, and in that page you will see printer properties. Okay, in printer properties you click more options. Okay, now if you go down to the bottom of the page that comes up, there are like 3 dots of options there. One is to rotate it so many degrees. The other one is if you can do high or low speed printing. And then the other one says mirror image. If you click mirror image, you will print these the other way around. So you will get the exact mirror image of what you are printing so that you can then glue them together. So that's the way it would print off normally. And then you'll get the other side, so you've got your mirror image. I will write this in the description so that you can do it. But once you've done it once or twice, you'll think, oh, how easy is that? The only tip is, though, don't be daft like me, and you go and you do all this print in mirror image, and then you forget to turn it back again. Because if you look here, this is the gift that you will get if you put a, you know, the add-on, if you put a picture into group. And of course I printed it without changing the settings, and it came out back to front. So it's just life, it's what happens to you. But it's very, very easy and quick to do, and it will mean that you can use any kit with a mirror image. I mean, you could put animals on these, couldn't you? Think we could do for Christmas. You know, you get your poinsettias and all sorts into this. You know, it has so many possibilities. It's unbelievable. So, this is Fussy Garden 2. And here's my... Wait. See, here's my Peppa. And it's not Peppa Pig that Niall keeps watching. Lovely, lovely images. Absolutely lovely. And that's the one that I've printed it smaller, and that's on the front of the make. Right there, and they're lovely, lovely images. These are the journaling cards. Obviously I've done them a lot smaller, and there's our lady in her cabbage dress, bless her. I know sometimes people are a bit hard up, but these are the pages. Now I've printed them up big. You can use these as journaling cards, as pages, whatever, but look at this. This is the first time I think I've actually seen a maypole. I can remember dancing around the maypole when I was in infant school. And I had a beautiful white broadie anglaise dress, so I can remember it so well. I used to love doing maypole dancing, I really did. So I'm showing you the whole kit so you know what else you're going to get. Okay, so that's Fussy Cut 2. I've done them back to front, as I do. That's Fussy Cut Kit 2. Now Fussy Cut Kit 1, you've got all the veggies in. You've got your cabbage and your watermelon, all this lot, and the spuds. Absolutely lovely. I just had so much fun with this. Now this, I cannot wait to make this up. Look, we've got a paper dolly, and she, you know, you've got the little you know, cut points here. Well, this will tuck into here, so she'll stand up, and she's got her watering cans, and I am so going to have fun making her later. Here's more journaling cards. As I say, I've used all of this lot. I used both kits, except for the papers. The only thing I didn't use were the papers. This gorgeous horse. And of course, I've just done that lovely, lovely farming journal for Cara. That's why I wanted these, so that I could then add them to that journal, and then show these off. And I'll do another flip through because there's still a Friday freebie I need to add to it. And of course Cara's new kit that's just coming out is the 4th of July. There. So, as I say, it's really easy to flip these. If you've got a PDF, just look in the settings and you will find the mirror image. It is really easy to do. Now, if you're new to getting zip files, let me explain this while I'm here because I know there's a lot of new people around. When you get a zip file, it's yellow with a zip down the middle. You double click it, or your computer might need to just click it once, but usually on mine it's double click. So you double click it and it opens up and you can see everything that's in it. Okay, it'll either be a list of words or you'll see the pictures. It depends on what's in the file. You now need to make a new file and put all that lot into the new file. so that it's in an unzipped file. So it's a little yellow file without the zip in it. Really easy to do. You just right click on your computer, and up come all these options, and near the bottom somewhere it'll say, you know, new folder, and you click on new folder, and a new folder will come up, and you name it. Once you've got it all into there, printing them is so much easier. If you click on an image, go to print, up will come several options. You'll have full page, and you've got the little tick, an actual tick like you would get at school, on and off. If you click that on and click that off, it can resize the pages. Okay, so if you want to layer tags, print the page with the tick on, print the page with the tick off, and straight away you've got two different sizes, and they make fabulous layered tags. If you scroll down a little bit, you've got an option for printing 9 of something. So if you want to have little journaling cards, stick all the images in there and you'll get 9 little journaling cards. They've even got the one where you've got the thumbnail size. I think something about 36, I think, images, something like that. It's something really, really crazy. But it is so much easier to use. Okay. Most people would prefer to use JPEG and use that option as opposed to using Adobe, because if you're using Adobe and you want to size it, you have to do percentages, which means you're going to have to print a couple of different copies to get exactly the size you want, which is hard work. But if you're going to do that, make sure you put the grayscale on so you're not wasting all your coloured ink. Anyway, it's a bit technical today, wasn't I? It's not often I get like that. So I will put all the instructions down below, because there's nothing worse than wanting to do something and you know, you think, oh, I really want to make that, but you can't find the little button to do it, you know. So I will write it as clearly as I can down below, step by step, so it's easy to find that mirror option. I know most of the girls, you know, who have been doing this for a long time know exactly what they're doing and probably know more than I do. But these are amazing, absolutely brilliant. I've just had the most amazing fun. I am doing this video a lot earlier than when the actual thing is coming, you know, the challenge is going to be in group, purely and simply because I just enjoyed doing all this so much. So this video has been done about 2 weeks before the actual challenge. I'll stick you in there. There, my pepper's in there, my big pepper. As I say, if I just try and hold it like that, the dimension is incredible, absolutely incredible. I'll say you can glue them in if you want to. If you want to glue them in, it would mean that you've got that option of them not moving all over the place. And as I say, if you're sending them to an elderly relative, I'm hoping you can see the dimension there. If you send them to an elderly relative would absolutely love these, you know, sat on the side. I would glue the little stems in, you know, so they're not wibbling all over the place. So there we are, guys. That is the challenge. It's supposed to be starting on the 6th of July, but they may change the date. So do check the description below, right at the top, because I will put the exact date that it's running from. Sometimes things happen with Paulette trying to move, and Zurn with her huge family that she's got. Things happen, and sometimes things don't go up on the exact date. But I'm just so looking forward to seeing these in group, seeing what you make with them, see how you do them, and if any of you actually make something different. You know, I mean, think about it. You could even do cookery on this, couldn't you? You could even put, you know, different cakes now. You know, if somebody's into baking, just think of the different cake ingredients you could put on one of these. Or, you know, if you've got a son that's doing car mechanics, you know, you could change this so that, you know, you've got a car on the front and you could put different things on the back. There are so many different ideas for this. It's unbelievable. And I was bouncing ideas with Zurn yesterday, and I said, my mind is going all over the place. You should just go for it. I think have just lost me by then. Anyway, have an amazing day, everybody. I really can't wait to see all your makes. I really can't. Love and blessings, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-da.